Yo, what's good, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about my work experiences at Olive Garden, and this is kind of a follow-up video to the McDonald's one. I hope the production quality is a little better in this one. Also, OBS fixed the issue with like white pixelation on my camera, which is super cool. So like my camera quality is like 8 times as high in OBS now, which is nice. Anyway. Also, if you like today's video at all, make sure to drop a follow on my Twitch channel. I stream every day from 1 a.m. EST to around 5 a.m. EST. Also, we're going to start the story here. Okay. So, the story begins in, it's late 2020, like May 2020. COVID had just kind of really been very prominent, or like started to become very prominent. And I'm getting rushed by both teams. This is awesome.
Fantastic.
This is sick. This is sick. So anyway, story begins in May of 2020. I am so fed up with McDonald's. I had been there 3.5 years, barely made more than a new person, and the job was just complete shit. I mean, no secret, shocker, wow. McDonald's is shit. You know what I'm saying? McDonald's is garbage. What a shock, am I right? Who would have thought? But basically, it's crazy to me that I was, looking for another job, and my friend had already been working at Olive Garden for a while, so I was like, how's your job? Like, how do you like it? He's like, yeah, I like it a lot. I was like, what do you make? And he's like, well, around $13, $14, $15 an hour. And I'm sitting here at the time like, okay, that's pretty good. That's way better than I'm making at McDonald's. I can work less time, focus more on content, and just overall, it's gonna be great. Yeah, no, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. So I started working at Olive Garden maybe a month after, because originally my application, I had an interview and it didn't really go anywhere, and the reason being was COVID. They couldn't hire anyone and they had a shutdown for a while. So basically they were closed and McDonald's was still open because it was an essential business or some bullshit. Yeah, essential my ass. Yes. I don't really understand it. Whatever. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, that's very interesting that McDonald's is an essential business, but Olive Garden's not. Olive Garden is definitely better quality food than McDonald's for the most part. Until I started working at the kitchen, then I was like, maybe not. I started working at Olive Garden, and I started as a busser. And basically bussers bring dishes back to the back of the DMO, which was like the dish pit, where there's dishes, and there's a dishwasher. And that person always looked miserable, by the way. Like, I don't know how much they were paying him. I think they were paying the dishwasher, like, $14 an hour, I want to say, or 15 or 16. And that person looked so miserable. I averaged around $12 an hour, I think, which I live in Idaho, if you didn't know. So $12 an hour is not terrible here, since $7.25 is minimum wage, but it's not great. And especially for the work we did and how they paid us, it is shit. They paid us $5 an hour. Olive Garden actually only sent us home with $5 an hour.
$5?
We made money off the servers. And you might be thinking, okay, well, that's not bad because, Olive Garden's paying that. They weren't. No. The servers were paying out of pocket for the bussers. Yeah, that's right. The servers, the people that bring your food to the table and actually, work for $2 an hour, they're also paying for the bussers at Olive Garden. We only got paid if the server sold enough food. If the server sold a salad and a water, and the whole table was like, 10 people, 10 salad bowls, 30 waters, not only would the server get screwed and make like, $10 tip, we would get screwed and only make like 25 or 30 cents of that or less. And we'd have to bust the entire table. And if that took 10 minutes, well, guess what? It doesn't matter. Leaked footage of Olive Garden management doing payroll.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got 'em.
The whole, way that Olive Garden functioned was absolutely disgusting. I hate the company did not deserve any money that they made off of servers and bussers and not paying them. The to-go people actually made decent money. They also worked really hard. I never really did that position, even though I asked to be in that position. Which, whatever. Don't really care. But anyway, when you were bussing, the way that it worked is you'd make about $5 an hour plus the tip share, which was 2% of the total store sales, and the servers had to pay that out every night. Not Olive Garden, no. You'd think that Olive Garden would pay the rest, you know what I'm saying? And let the servers keep some of their money. But that's 2% out of every server. So that wasn't great. That wasn't great at all. Which brings me to my next point. The labor, the actual work. It was intensive. It was heavy. For the first few months that I worked there, you had to, I think it was like 4 or 5 months that I worked as a busser. You had to lift a tray on one arm like this. And eventually we got carts, which honestly were 1, a pain in the ass, 2, gigantic as hell and got in servers' way when you're trying to bring out the cart, and 3 were super loud. See, I got pretty good with the trays, and I feel like the only reason they did that is so they didn't have to pay good bussers more, because everyone became a pretty shitty busser after they added the carts. And, I got really fed up with bussing after that, because not only were you not, it didn't really feel like you were working as hard, it also just felt like a huge undercut, and I don't know, it felt like they were trying to make you less useful. And I don't know why they did it. So anyway, I am sitting here,
barbecue sauce on my titties.
Thinking I need to look for another job. I hate this job right now. It's bad. It had already been pretty bad before that because the managers pushed you really hard for only paying you $5 an hour. And yeah, at the end of the day, you were taking home like 11 or 12, but you were taking it out of the servers. You were taking the total amount you were making. Most of it was out of the servers. $7 or $8 an hour was coming out of all of the servers there. And, at the end of the day, it was just kind of messed up to think you were taking money from someone who has, a family to support, and, they need money just as bad, and they're not making money because Olive Garden is just not paying everyone money. Every single last dollar should have been coming out of the company's wallet, the one that was selling thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of pasta every night. That should have been the case, but no. So I'm sitting here like, wow, I'm really not enjoying my job. It's ridiculous. Is this guy? No, he's not in biz. And I'm thinking I need to get out of here. I need to find another job. So I'm looking for another job a little bit on the side. And then I get approached by a manager, and she's like, I really enjoy your work ethic here. And I'm like, I bet you do enjoy my work ethic. I work really hard for this company, and you guys pay us pretty much nothing. And I said that straight to her face. And she probably won't forget that, because I wasn't kidding around. I was like, I was serious. Let me get this guy real quick. And the thing that's really crazy to me is just how they treated all the employees there. Some managers treated us pretty well, and some didn't at all. And it was just not a great environment to work at. I did really enjoy my coworkers, the servers. Most of the bussers were really cool. And yeah, it was just not a great place to work. The work was just really, really tough. Another thing I want to talk about very quickly was the hours there. Your hours were pretty inconsistent for the most part. One of the biggest problems was I would talk to management a lot about what hours I worked, and I wanted to work certain hours, and the reason being is because for streaming. I wanted to stream on Twitch at a more regular time, and they didn't give a shit. They said, oh yeah, we'll fix it, don't worry. And then 2 weeks later, my hours were back to the same thing that they were, and they're like, I'm sorry, we can't give you the hours that you really need here. And I was like, well, that's gonna be a problem. I don't know how much longer I can work at a place that doesn't consider and take my requests seriously, because it's very important. You know, that was one of the reasons I couldn't stream at a consistent time for a while. Obviously, I have a different job now, and I stream at a very consistent time, 1 a.m. EST. And it's kind of insane to me that I put up with that for so long because, you know, it's just constant. That was just constantly the case there. If you ever asked for anything, they'd always reassure you and be like, yeah, we'll do that. We can do that for you. And then they would never do it. And months would go by. And then you'd bring it up, and either they'd ask or they'd like act like they forgot, or they just, you know, make up some bullshit lie or some excuse to try to divert your attention, like they did with raises and tips, chip share, and anything like that. Any actual questions you had with the company, that is what would happen. And it was kind of crazy. And I don't really know why anyone really worked there after a while. I was like, you guys need to get out of here. Like, anyone who was, like, literally, anytime I talk about, like, the kitchen to anyone who had previously worked in the kitchen and started being a server, they would be like, either, how do you still work here, or, like, respect, you know? Because they know that working in the kitchen was probably the most difficult thing there, and you really didn't get paid a whole lot at all. It was crazy. I think the worst part about it was honestly just like the heat. The heat in the back was extremely hot and uncomfortable, and you were very close to other people in the kitchen. There wasn't a whole lot of room. You had to go in the freezer a lot to get product, and if you're on apps and your whole screen was full, you were pretty much screwed. No one would take over for you. No one would help you out. And the reason being is because they were screwed too, because there wasn't enough people. And at the end of the day, that is something that is disgusting about corporations, is how understaffed they are. And the reason they're so understaffed is because they didn't pay their kitchen people enough, so everyone up and quit. I wonder. It's almost like there's a very common theme, pattern, if you will. Wow, this person's very interesting. And I don't know, it's like people quit and you know, you obviously know the reason. A lot of times when people like say they're gonna quit, they're like, well, what is the reason? And those people, I feel like they just don't bring up what they need to. They're just in the moment and they're mad. So either these companies already obviously know that they don't pay you enough. What are you doing, kid? What? I don't understand. Who's gonna get whose bed first? Blue, what kind of G Fuel did you do before this game? I don't understand. Bro, what? Man said, okay, I'm actually a little bit stupid. I'm confused. I don't know. But not paying your employees enough is just something that so many companies suffer from. And you're lame. Okay. Cool. Nice. Nice bridge. Really good bridge there, buddy. Anyway, it's just something a lot of companies suffer from, and it's very obvious. And not paying their employees enough is just something that they do. And even if people are quitting, they're immediately, like, their reaction to them quitting is just like, it's never, oh, we don't pay our employees enough. I mean, honestly, I let them know. I made it very apparent when I was quitting that, one, I don't get paid enough for the work I do, and two, I work so hard that you guys wouldn't be able to pay me what I actually deserve. And that was just something I brought up when I was about to quit. And I just didn't show up, you know? And I know it's kind of a douchey thing to do, to be honest. But, hey, man. I don't know. It was also a douchey company with a lot of douchey managers. And I think the worst part is just them redirecting anything you have, any questions you have, and any actual serious, like, questions you have are just immediately redirected. That was a beautiful play, eh? That guy's diamond armor. He's such a mid-Timmy. Oh, God. I fight a lot of mid-Timmys when I stream, and it's just... It's the worst part of Bed Wars, to be honest, is fighting those people. Kids that get diamond armor and diamond sword off rip. So, you know, all in all, I think that quitting Olive Garden was a great decision. I now work at a computer store. It's much better. And, yeah. Quitting Olive Garden was one of the best things I've done, especially for the stream. And, like, my energy on stream is a lot more. I'd have days where I'd get home from Olive Garden, like, 11, 12-hour days, 12-hour days, where, you know, I would be working my ass off the entire time, not take a break. Someone had quit, so much stress, and I'd get home, and on top of that, I'd try to stream for, like, 6 or 7 hours. 6, 7, 8 hours and play private games, and oh my god, my personality was non-existent. And that's the worst part about it for me is like I could see like my viewership falling off and stuff on days like that, and it was just so demotivating because it's like, wow, I'm really letting this company squeeze me, bro. I'm letting them squeeze every single last drop of my energy out of my body, and then making like, you know, working 11, 12 hours and making like $120 and working my ass off that entire time and just not getting paid what I deserve. And it was just really bad. It was just not a good experience. I'll never go back. It was just bad. I don't know. I'm probably gonna stick with this job for a while. I'll keep everyone updated though if I get something different. But I enjoyed this job a lot. It's fun. It's nice. It's nice. It's a good break from Olive Garden. It's not even a break. It's a permanent break from Olive Garden. But yeah, Olive Garden will just never. It'll never work out. It would have never worked out. Even if they paid us really good, it still wouldn't have been worth it to stay because it was just, dude, why do you have a bow? Why? Why are you like this? Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Well, that didn't really work. Hey, buddy. Alright. Is he on Lunar? No, he's not. Damn. Alright, let's kill this guy in third person. Well, guys, this is going to be the end of the video. If you're new here, make sure to leave a like on the video and sub if you enjoyed it at all. And also, don't work at Olive Garden. As well as, I stream every day on Twitch at 1 a.m. EST. So if you're watching around that time, make sure to pop by and say hi. Say hi. Let me know what's up, okay? Yeah, we're going to try to grow YouTube. I'll probably try to post more consistently. Also, I have a Discord server, so make sure to join that. It's pretty pog. There's a bunch of fun stuff to do. And yeah, the more people we get in there, the better. And, you know, people are active. I'm trying to get people active, you know, and playing Bedwars in like those channels and stuff. And there's a lot of fun stuff to do. I want to see your setups. I'm just going to make a video on that. And yeah, anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.